Welcome to My Money Buddy, the monthly update in January of 2022. This monthly update, we're going to do a recap of calendar year 2021. So, when we look at various asset class returns, of course, equities had a great year and gave between 22 and 24%. The favorite instrument, gold, and these are spot gold prices, was down by 2%. Fixed deposit returns for 1 year averaged about 5%. Debt funds gave returns between 4 and 5%. Big craze of 2021 returned a whopping 74%. And residential real estate gave returns between 1 to 3%, and this is as per data from Anarock. The NPS returns were also very impressive. When one looks at the equity category, the return was about 25.67%, followed by the corporate bond category, which gave a return of 5%. And the least return was from the government bond category of 2.62%. This is, of course, due to the rise in the interest rates. It was not a good year for government bonds. When one looks over longer term periods, look at the 5 to 10 year returns, of course, equity returns are much better than any of the other asset classes in the long term. And that's why we've always advocated equities in a long term period. To equities, Indian markets also did very well as compared to global peers, with Nifty being among the top three, followed by Nasdaq and the Dow Jones returning about 18.92%. Among the sectors that did well, the rally was led by Meti, followed by reality stocks. And in terms of market capitalization, it was small caps followed by the mid caps. When we look at equity mutual fund category performance, of course, small cap was right there at the top with a 64% return, followed by mid caps, which gave about 45% return, followed by actively managed ELSS and flexi-cap funds, which also gave really good returns. And if you actually look at it, the plain Nifty index gave 25.59%, but the actively managed large cap funds actually managed to beat the Nifty 50 and gave a return of 27%. That's not bad. Looking at debt fund returns, well, it was not a good year for debt funds, mainly because we are in a rising interest rate environment. You're in terms of low duration funds and all giving certain high returns. That was also attributed to the Templeton monies coming back. Most fund categories returned only between 3 and 4%. So it's not been a very good year as far as debt funds are concerned. Other than cryptocurrencies, there were all investments last year. You had a lot of covered bonds, NCDs. I have made videos on these funds, and time and again, we've talked about how these funds come with a much higher risk, and that's why they're giving much higher returns as well. So you need to be careful about it. Of course, as I mentioned, it wasn't a good year for gold and silver. Both were down last year after 2 to 3 stellar years. So, our outlook going forward for 2022, well, a couple of things that you need to do as an investor. It's always a good time to have a look at your portfolio and see if your asset allocation is skewed. If so, you might need to do some rebalancing, which means that you might have to do some exits from equities and move it into other investments. In terms of what we expect with the rising inflation, rate hikes, the withdrawal, pandemic still raging, and valuations, of course, being much higher than the average, and with some good macroeconomic numbers, I think markets should still do well, but it's important to tone down expectations. Certainly, we cannot see a repeat of last year. So, I think it's important that we tone down our expectations and be ready for the volatility. As far as debt funds are concerned, we do expect the easy policy stance to actually change, and we are already seeing GSEC rates on the rise. So we wouldn't recommend to lock in into long period funds. So there are many funds coming with a 5 to 10 year lock in, and we would not really recommend that. Stick with ultra short duration and the short duration debt funds, and really don't look at beyond that. So gold has had another volatile year due to a number of factors. Typically, a rise in interest rates can have a negative effect on gold prices. There is continuing demand for jewelry, but I think again, given the fact that we've had a negative year for gold, we might look at some amount of rebound in gold prices. As always, we would recommend to stick to 15% allocation to gold in your portfolio. And as far as cryptocurrency is concerned, my stance remains the same. Stay away till the regulatory norms get notified. Do write in with your queries. We do look forward to a great 2022. Happy 2022. Happy